Explain yourself. You said on Candace Owens' show, you don't want a race mix. You a racist. Explain how you not a racist right now. That's what interview I would have. Why are they're gushing over each other, smelling butts, turning point.
And then the funny part is Brandon Tatum, he went too far, bro. He grifted too hard. He sold out too deep to it now. And so you got that reason why your fans are leaving you too, because at this point, ain't nobody fucking with, that state. On the left, on the right, pretty much everybody's tired of them niggas. You know what I'm saying? And so you're fucked. YouTube's biggest Uncle Tom just lost all his fans for saying this. Video by Poetic Flacco. Y'all hear it? My voice is coming back, bro. 1-2 more days tops. 1-2 more days tops. But yeah, Officer Tatum, he crashing out yet again. Oh boy.
Officer Tatum and other black conservatives are whining and complaining online because they believe that the right wing is leaning towards Nick Fuentes' ideology.
Oh, yeah.
And they're becoming too racist, even for their liking. Yeah. Now, listen, Nick, you know that we don't agree on anything. I think you are a despicable human being. But I got to give you your credit, man. I got to respect your pimping, man. You even made the black conservatives, you even made our sellouts realize they were black for a day. And for that, that's an accomplishment, right? Now, obviously, I disavow all of Nick Fuentes' rhetoric, but I do have to find the humor in black folks who have made a career over the last decade spewing anti-black rhetoric and catering to a white supremacist audience.
Mm-hmm.
Those black people are now online.
Hey, shout out to Flacco, man. Clap. Hey, shout out to Flacco. I've seen people say that, Flacco was say, I don't watch all his videos, you feel me? But I've seen people say that he's MAGA. I don't know, bro. Bro don't sound MAGA here. And so if he was at some point in the past, maybe he had his fucking, his awakening. You know what I'm saying? But regardless, shout out to Flacco, man. We need more black people, brothers, who are not afraid to say this shit.
Only realizing they're black once they realize that them being a token is no longer needed because now white supremacists and racist ideology is like now a norm on social media and they don't need to hide behind you to say no more. So now they're treating you how they've been treating us, right, for forever, even though they've been telling you, no, you're the good kind. See, these people like a Poetic Flacco, nah, they're the bad kind. They're the bad type of black guys. You the good one. And you believed it for years. And now they're finally letting you know they don't like you either. And now you're complaining and you're crying about how Nick Fuentes is becoming mainstream. So all of this, by the way, is they're upset.
That is hilarious, bro. The downfall of the black conservative grift, it is going to be so sweet because we can see what's happening to the Republican Party. It is going, doubling down on this whole racism shit. It's like, fuck it. We putting all our chips in over here. We don't like brown people. You feel me? For a while, they tried to pretend like they weren't racist no more. And that's how I think they got to rope in so many black people. They put up that nice picture of Jesus. You know what I'm saying? They put that cross around their neck. And it made these black people who already were, not solid in regards to their black identity. It made them say, oh, wow, I like Jesus. You like Jesus. We can both be friends. And I know they're probably racist people in the Republican Party, but the Republican Party itself, the leadership, the faces of it, these guys, they're not racist. Well, now all that shit is out the window. Mask off. We've seen who these people really are. And, I mean, they gone too far, bro. You know what I'm saying? Brandon Tatum, niggas like him, they can't come back. They can't come back, bro. What would it take for Brandon Tatum to redeem himself to the black community? He gonna have to take all that money he made tap dancing and fucking build that school Dr. Umar said he was gonna build. That's what it would take at this point, bro, for a guy like Brandon Tatum to redeem himself to the black community.
That Nick Fuentes is slowly climbing the ranks into mainstream. That Nick Fuentes is slowly becoming a household names, and there's no barrier or infrastructure in place to really counter him anymore because they help destroy it, right? Y'all help cancel culture.
Yeah.
So now people like Nick Fuentes have no real barrier in place, right? They'll continue to climb the ranks as hateful as they get. So Officer Tatum and the black MAGA preacher, they're upset that Tucker Carlson interviewed Nick Fuentes and they didn't really push back against Nick Fuentes. And they believe that this is a slap in the face to black conservatives everywhere. Mm-hmm. As if
that's funny.
As if the right wing cares about what a black conservative has to say.
They don't give a fuck about the black vote. They got the majority, bro. White people is 60% of this country. And then you factor in all the confused black people, all the confused Arab people, all the confused Asian people and Hispanic people that think they can, you know what I'm saying, blend in with white America, with this white, and integrate into this white supremacist structure. They don't need to try and get our vote. They know it's pointless. It ain't no point. And so these black conservatives who are like, but what about us? You guys, we don't feel represented here at the Republican Party anymore. There's so much overt racism. Oh my God, the leadership's embracing it. Yeah. Well, tough shit, nigga.
Bruh, y'all got used and spit out, bruh. They have no use for you guys anymore.
Explain yourself. You said on Candace Owens' show, you don't want a race mix. You a racist. Explain how you not a racist right now. That's what interview I would have. Why are they're gushing over each other, smelling butts? Turning point.
And then the funny part is Brandon Tatum, he went too far, bro. He grifted too hard. He sold out too deep to Israel now. And so you got that reason why your fans are leaving you too, because at this point ain't nobody fucking with, you know, that state. On the left, on the right, pretty much everybody's tired of them niggas. You know what I'm saying? And so you're fucked.
Do you see the person that's on stage? I don't know how many times I got to say this. And people got mad at me and said, Brandon Tatum, you dividing the movement. I simply said he's antithetical.
See, his own fans are defending Nick Fuentes, saying we know he's a little problematic. We know that, but he's one of us. You're dividing us, Brandon. They don't go to him and say, Nick, you're dividing the movement. Oh, you're being racist against blacks. You're going to isolate and push out all the black conservatives. They ain't worried about that shit, nigga.
To the mission of turning point.
You're not even a mascot. Because the mascot of the Republican Party has to be a white man. You're just a pet that is kept in the corner. And right now, you yapping a little bit too much, nigga. You yapping a little. They about to put that shock collar on you, huh? They about to pull that the Hassanabi on you, boy.
USA. The stuff that he's doing is antithetical to what Charlie stood for. At some point, somebody got to drop their nuts and say, I can't have you out here doing this. We got young, impressionable young men, and this is what you infusing in their mind. Next thing you're gonna have Nick Fuentes up there?
This clown got some nerve. Imagine the damage you've done to impressionable young men and their perspective of black people when they click on videos like black people meltdown over losing EBT after government shutdown. And the videos that you've played was satire videos by alt-right accounts and other sellouts and AI videos of black folks complaining about EBT.
When they got so many videos on TikTok, bro, of white people crying, complaining about the fact that their SNAP benefits are gone. Why you don't play any of those? Yeah. Nah, you can never come back, bro. You can never come back.
Well, you went out of your way to play this and portray as if black folks are the only ones who are like on EBT or who are terrified of losing or like losing EBT, and painting black folks as if we're like all freeloaders and moochers. That's something that you did, by the way. And look at this smile and like on your face. Look at this smile on your face as you play a satire video portraying black folks as all moochers. This is you. right? And you convey this as if it was like a real serious black man who was talking about, no, this is an alt-right dude who make videos like disparaging black folks all the time. So, excuse me, right? If people are not galvanizing around you and cheering you on as you go against somebody who do the exact same thing that you do, you guys are both anti-black.
Yeah, for sure.
And here's the thing, okay? So Officer Tatum was always under the impression that he was the good boy, all right?
Yeah.
That he was the good one. And he believed that these people were really his friends. So when he says, are y'all going to invite Tucker Carlson too and Nick Fuentes too? He's upset that Tucker Carlson was invited to speak at Turning Point for a particular conference that he was not invited towards, okay? And he's like, bruh, Tucker Carlson represents everything y'all don't like. I represent everything y'all do like. I've been bootlicking and closing up to you guys for years and y'all did not invite me. Now, I believe he was salty about this even before Charlie died, I believe.
So I was not invited to any of the Turning Point Faith events.
Oh, no, not you.
Which I'm one of the biggest Christians in the movement right now.
I told you, man, these raccoons, they think that Christianity shit means something to these people, bro. It don't mean jack. It don't mean shit. Y'all, I feel sorry for y'all because y'all actually believe that shit, I think. I think a lot of these raccoons, they really believe in this Jesus shit, bro. You feel me? They don't realize that these far-right Republicans who like to wear crosses and shit, they don't give a fuck about Jesus. They don't care.
That stand up for Jesus Christ on every platform that I've
Jesus, Christian nationalism, that's just a new cover for the KKK, bro. That's all that is. It's a new face of it. But it ain't even a new face. Y'all didn't know the KKK is a Christian organization, bro? You didn't know that? You didn't know they used the Bible to justify slavery, bro? And Jim Crow? White people have been using the Bible since the 1400s to justify the oppression of black people. And they still doing it to this day. And y'all wouldn't even have that shit if it wasn't for them. Huh? You wouldn't know about that shit. It's crazy.
Ever been on. But I didn't cry and say, that's...
I'm sure you did not, but you're doing that right now.
I said, you know what? I understand, man. God gave me a platform that's bigger than any platform you can give me anyway.
Man, keep God's name off your mouth.
So I can do my own Christian stuff on my own platform. I'm not tripping, bro. I'll still do the thing because I care about the kids.
Oh, for sure.
But I was like, it's all right, man. If they don't want me to speak because of something else, when they got Tucker up here talking bad about Jews, I said it is what it is. That's not my place.
It's so sad. He's so pressed about Jewish people, bro. What about black people?
I don't run the organization. And you know why they didn't want me in Turning Point Faith? Probably because a donor said, we don't want Brandon in Turning Point Faith because of his beliefs.
Look, I don't think it was your beliefs, officer. It was your,
A donor probably told him, we don't want Brandon there. A donor probably told him, we don't want Candace there. And what did they do? They didn't allow me to be there.
From your perspective, you align and have the exact same values and rhetoric as Turning Point and Charlie Kirk, and you guys was one step in line. Candace and Tucker Carlson.
Now here's why he's saying his beliefs, by the way. You might not know the Brandon Tatum lore to that extent. Officer Tatum, Raccoon Tatum, he denies the Trinity. That's what he's getting at. He believes that the Bible says that, Jesus isn't God, he's a son of God, which is what the Bible says. But Jesus is called God in the Bible, though. There's contradictions. It's all, whatever. It's a mess. But yeah, but Brandon Tatum, he's really into that shit. Jesus is the son of God. He is our brother. And the Father, he is God Almighty. And so a lot of Christians take issue with that. But here's the thing. You don't think they got every kind of white person at Turning Point events, bro. They got atheists. They got Pentecostals. They got Protestants. They got Catholics. They got Orthodox. They don't have no problem with whatever flavor of Christian you like to call yourself. Okay? No, sir. It seems like Brandon Tatum would have struggled with one of those games you played as a kid where it's like, ooh, can you spot the difference? One of these is not like the others. Seems like he probably didn't do too well with those exercises in the 3rd grade. But yeah, no, I promise you, sir, it's not your doctrine or your theology that is causing them to stay away, because they're not inviting you to be a pastor. Tucker Carlson didn't give a Bible sermon at the TPUSA event. No, y'all went to talk about politics and shit like that. So that is not the reason you weren't invited, sir.
Now, because he was going through that, I guess one of his black conservative homies as well, called the Black MAGA preacher.
Oh,
he
Lord.
found himself.
Oh, Lord, the Black MAGA preacher. Jesus, he could not wear a brighter beacon to try and signal to white supremacists that I'm one of the good ones.
Taking to Twitter to speak up for Brandon Tatum and speak up against racism in a conservative movement. And according to him, that he believes that Nick Fuentes and the rhetoric is going to take away the black support from the conservative movement. Okay, so let's hear what he has to say. Go ahead.
I'm telling you, if...
Oh, not this nigga right here. The guy from the Jubilee, the guy who got fired from his job because of all that racist anti-black shit he said on that Jubilee show, and then started a Give, Send, Go, started a GoFundMe and couldn't even raise like $200. Wow, this guy, he's calling himself the Black MAGA preacher now?
GOP, if the Republican Party, J.D. Vance, Trump, and I love Trump, but if our leaders don't distance themselves from...
You have a lisp, sir. You have a lisp, you're fat, and you're dark skinned. In what universe are these white supremacists going to get behind you, man? Huh? Oh, no.
If he's going to platform people like Nick Fuentes, I'm telling you, you're going to lose the black vote.
That's a lie from hell. Anybody who was ride or die with the far right-wing extremists,
yeah,
they're not going anywhere, bro.
Not at all.
Because y'all don't identify with those people because of policies.
The Hispanic vote and the conservative woman vote. You're going to lose the Christian vote. These people are going to destroy.
Gonna lose the Christian vote. Ain't nothing more Christian than being racist against black people, buddy. Open a history book, sir. I'm not lying. Bro, if I'm lying, I'm flying. Open a history book. Ain't nothing more Christian than being racist against black people, bro. That is what it is.
Destroy the coalition that Trump has built. That amazing coalition that had blacks, Hispanics, record high with Hispanic voters, record high with black voters.
Hey, buddy. Why doesn't Trump say something about it? You don't think Trump has seen all the racism? Why doesn't he say something to calm this shit down, quiet it, stomp it out? It's because he's with it. He's with it.
Me and others, Brandon Tatum's, the guy from PragerU, so many of us black conservatives have worked so hard to convince our people, the little people that have listened to us, that the Republican Party, and I know it's not true, but you know how it looks to black people and to Hispanics?
You know it's not true, sir. I mean, I don't even got to go to the statistics to show all of the ways in which systemic racism is alive and thriving, as strong as ever. If you want to take a look at the difference between how black people and white people are policed, if we want to take a look at your eligibility or your likelihood to be qualified for certain loans, if you want to take a look at the how harshly black people are sentenced as opposed to white people when they commit the same crime and have the same criminal history. I mean, there's so many ways to know. There's so many ways to see that systemic racism is still alive and well and thriving in this society. But beyond that, what about the young Republican leadership, the GOP leaks, the text leaks that came out where they're talking about monkeys and watermelon people and using the N-word and talking about, gassing people in gas chambers and all of that. What about the abundance of Confederate flags that you see flying at MAGA events? Come on, man. What do you mean it's not true? Oh, this is so pathetic.
Tucker Carlson, one of the biggest voices of the right, is platforming a man that called black people N-words? That has publicly said that black people are inferior mentally.
Some tells me Tucker Carlson uses the N-word, at least once upon a time for sure.
Publicly. Who has spoke against interracial marriage, who has praised Hitler and Stalin. You can kiss the 2028 election goodbye.
Gone. That's gone. There is no chance for the Republicans to win the 2028 election. It's going to be a blue wave, a landslide. The only way they retain power is if Donald Trump really pulls off some dictatorship type shit, bro. That's the only way. That's the only way.
If they don't stop being political, our leaders don't stop being political and distance themselves from Tucker Carlson. I like Tucker Carlson, and I'm not trying to cancel Tucker Carlson, but you cannot platform white supremacists and think that black people are going to support you or Hispanics.
And the humor in all of this is they're not turning their back on Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes and others because they're anti-black. They're turning on Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes because Nick Fuentes and others criticize BB.
Yeah. Yeah. The only issue, those white people on the right in the Republican Party who do take issue with Nick Fuentes and Tucker Carlson, the only thing that bothers them is that they're anti-Israel. That's it. Because there is still, a sizable demographic of conservatives who are still very pro-Israel. And it's just because they're addicted to white supremacy and they like the idea of a bunch of white people because these Jews are white. Come on, let's stop playing. Slaughtering and ethnically cleansing the land of brown people who are also Muslim. Oh, you're getting 2 for 1 right there. That's a 2 for 1 deal. You're telling me we're going to oppress brown people and Muslims? Oh, sign me up.
So he dropped this video and they ain't spare him, man. Nick Fuentes and his community did not spare this clown, man. They made this clown make a follow-up video.
Oh, God.
With puppy dog eyes. I'm disgusted by the amount of racism I received. I thought racism didn't exist. I thought racism...
Guys, if the Civil War pops off, and we all get to our battle stations and all that shit, and we see this nigga pull up to the gate, what are we doing? Not Flacco. We gotta let Flacco in, bro. Fuck what anybody's saying, bro. We gotta let Flacco in. Flacco, he cool, bro. You know what I'm saying? Whatever happened in the past, he reformed now. But we got what we doing with bro, Israel boy. You know what I'm saying? The guy we're reacting to. We letting him in? I feel like we can't let him in, bro. Because all they gonna do is send some, mid-white girl, some mid-looking white chick over to seduce him. He gonna fold immediately, bro. He gonna fold immediately. He gonna give up all the locations where we got the guns, where we got all of our supplies. He gonna tell him when we, who's sleeping where. He gonna give up the leadership. Nah, bro.
I have never experienced the level of racism and hatred, and I've always been controversial, but I've never seen the level of anger, hatred when it comes to speaking about the Jews. Not Israel, Jewish people. Not just Israel, the nation, which I'm behind biblically as support, but just Jewish people.
Oh, yeah, biblically. They love clutching that Bible, boy, to justify their anti-blackness.
And our leaders are doing a disservice by continuing to tell us to unite, to continue to tell us that there's not a problem. Yes, the left is horrible. We know how bad the left is. And I'm a proud conservative because I'm a conservative in values, even if the people who claim to be conservative, who claim to be Christian, who rap patriotism around the cross and blaspheme God and cuss and use profanity and use unchristlike character and demonize Jewish people like they're unredeemable, when Jesus said God so loved the whole world that he sent his only begotten son, that whoever believeth in him will not perish but have everlasting life. There's no part in that said except the Jew. He came, actually the Bible says, for the Jew first and then for the Gentiles. So these people who are like reminisce of the KKK, when the KKK began to, and it's a very small percentage of the woke right, it's a very small percentage, it's not a lot, there's a very small percentage that follow the Nick Fuentes crowd. I've had nothing but great reception from most Republicans. And so I just want to say, I won't stop speaking. You can't silence me. I don't care how many N-words you call me. I don't care what you say. I'm determined to stand for the Jewish people.
Like a good raccoon. It don't matter how many times they call you the N-word. It don't matter how many monkey jokes and watermelon fried chicken jokes they throw your way. You just gonna get on your knees and embrace them with open arms. It's so sad.
They're God's people, and you wrong. The Bible's right, and you're wrong. I don't care what church you think you go to or what false teaching you've heard. God hasn't changed his mind about Israel, and neither have I.
But that's the situation, man, with Officer Tatum. The meltdown is getting worse, and it's only going to get worse. Guys, I hope you don't think that this shit's gonna calm down, gonna tone down, they're gonna dial it back. No, bro. They've already bought into the whole we just gonna be mask off, outside, loud and proud, racist. And so they gotta go even harder. I wonder how Brandon Tatum is going to cope with that. Nick Fuentes and all of he is going to become a darling of the Republican Party. He is, I promise you. Nick Fuentes, yeah, this is the way they're going, guys. This is the way it's going. So you let me know what you think in the comment section down below, man. Thank you for watching, and until next time, peace out.